Hello and what's up guys. In this video we are diving into the storm of reaction trailing the death of former President Muhammadu Buhari, and what Nigerians are saying right now will shock you. Forget the usual rest in peace. What we are seeing is rejection, resentment and raw honesty, and it is sending a strong warning to President Tinubu and every other leader in this country. One Nigerian said he didn't serve us well, so we don't owe him any empathy in death. Another added, if you don't do well as a leader, your funeral will never bring tears but relief. Someone else reminded us of Buhari's shocking 2011 statement, if I don't win, I will make Nigeria ungovernable. And many believe that is exactly what happened. Under his leadership, security got worse, corruption stayed strong, and millions were pushed into poverty. Another voice said it plainly, his action threw Nigeria into a recession that could take 30 years to recover from. The insulted youth ignored protests and left Nigerians suffering, and now people are calling it out. How can we mourn a man who never showed us compassion? No electricity, no fuel, no safety, no jobs, no accountability. These aren't just harsh words, they are warning, and they are not coming from haters. They are coming from everyday Nigerians, the people who live through the policies and pains of his regime. And here is the part current leaders should pay close attention to. Many are already saying if Tinubu dies today, the backlash will be even worse. That is how deep the frustration runs. Nigerians are no longer afraid to speak the truth, even about the dead. This isn't about mocking anyone. It is about accountability. It is about what happened when a leader ruled without empathy, without result, and without respect for the people. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
Our ex-president. Unfortunately, I know he tried in his own capacity. Yeah, but like I always say, the presidency is not a small business. It's a big deal. And I always pray that people that are capable will actually seize power, not people that just want the power for whatever reasons. And I'm happy also that his death also came at a time we have some leaders too that are also observing how people react to past leaders. Knowing fully well that if you don't do well, know that when you die, people might not really, feel it. They might not miss you that much, So I'm not saying he did a bad job. He tried in his own capacity, but I think we should learn something from his death. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, it is very common for us to agree that we shouldn't mock the dead.
Okay.
So out of respect for him and his family, I would rather not say the things I would want to say. So one of the things I remember Buhari by the most, which is the major reason why I did not really like him as a president, was the utterance he made that if he doesn't win the 2015 election, he would make Nigeria ungovernable. And somebody like that was actually given power. Under him, security became worse, and it has declined since then. So I don't think I have any good things to say about him. May he rest wherever he is.
Okay.
Right. While he was president, right, like people did some form of research. I don't know how they did it.
Okay.
But then from his tenure, Nigeria entered recession that is going to take probably like 30 years of good governance to take us back to a country that is worth looking at well, right? So this man, I can list a list of different things that he did, except aside putting the country in the state that it is in today. We have the NSAS, whatever that happened. We have our president that came out to call us lazy Nigerian youths when there were no opportunities. And then now, he has gone to the other side. And we're supposed to feel empathy for someone that did not feel any form of empathy to the people that he was supposed to serve. If you're a president, you are the highest person in the country, yes. But then it does not change the fact that you are serving every citizen of the country that you are president in.
Yeah.
He did not serve Nigerians well. Nigerians don't owe him the empathy of rest in peace.
Okay.
Anyhow, you govern the country now.
Okay. Thank you.
The good book says,
It is appointed for man to die once, and after that is judgment. When it comes to him leading the country the way we envisaged, the late President Buhari failed. But that shouldn't mean we should not mourn with the dead, because he can't come back to reverse that which he did. I wish he did better in office. Like my fellow member said, kidnapping became ×2, if not ×10 in his era. There were a lot of misplaced priorities in his government. There were so many people in office that were not supposed to be there, but they were there somehow. And he wanted us to believe that he's a man who had integrity. But I'm not one to speak ill of the dead, because I was raised well. I wish him a beautiful rest, right? And we pray. I hope for better leaders for us. That's just
Thank you.
While it is not in my place to tell people how to feel about the late president, I think everybody has the right to express themselves however they deem fit. But I will say something to what the lady said, that Nigeria went into recession under President Buhari. But the question you have to ask is why that recession happened. We have an economy that is based largely on oil. In Buhari's regime, Buhari became president in May of 2015. Between May of 2015, by the time he became president, oil was selling for around $120 per barrel. And in 2016, the whole world saw what happened with oil prices. Oil prices dropped to as low as $18 per barrel. And there is a way you plan a country. You have a budget and you say, okay, Nigeria is going to spend 1.3, or maybe you say we're going to spend 25 trillion naira. 89% of that spending comes from oil. So if anything happens to the price of oil globally, which I must note or state clear that Nigeria does not control, right? It affects us in ways that we cannot imagine. Now, while this does not excuse a lot of Buhari's misgivings, I think it is fair that we put this thing into proper perspective and ask ourselves, you are a man, married, you have kids that you're supposed to take care of, and your salary is 500,000. So you go into marriage, you have 3 kids, 5, whatever number. You've planned your salary on a 500,000 naira income. Suddenly, things don't go as well. Your company has to downsize, and they tell you, you know what, we can't afford to pay you 500,000. We're going to pay you 100,000. So you go back home with your 100,000. Austerity is going to have to kick in. Times are going to have to be tough. Even though at the end of the day, everybody thinks the man or whoever, the family should find a way to support the children that they brought into this world. Again, I do not excuse Buhari's many misgivings. He's a human being and he has his flaws like many of us. But then when you talk about Buhari's legacy, which is something a lot of people have not talked about, I will look at some of the things that Buhari did and I will be fair in my judgment of him. Nigerians have this problem of looking for a hero, somebody who's going to wave a magic wand and change the entire country. It is not going to happen, I'm sorry. Again, Buhari instituted certain policies that were supposed to, in real time, affect our lives. But the Nigerian factor meant it didn't. I'll give an example.
Thank you.
The NISAL COVID-19 law, which a lot of Nigerians, I'm sure some of who are present here, took and refused to refund. That policy died. There is the Lagos-Ibadan rail. There are certain things that you can look at and remember Buhari for, and you will be like, oh, he also, I'm a farmer, and I'll speak from my own personal perspective. I became successful in business under Buhari, and I'll tell you why. Buhari, I will tell you. Yes, now, please. I became successful in 100%. I didn't benefit directly from Buhari working with him, but there were policies he put in place. For instance, as a poultry farmer, Buhari said, let's eat what we produce. As a farmer, that meant that when I used to produce 10,000 birds, poultry birds, before 2015, I used to struggle to sell those birds off, right? When Buhari came and said, okay, no more importation of poultry, if we let Nigerians eat what they produce. What that did for me and several other people that I know was that it helped our business to grow. There are opportunities where you don't look at them. If you look at enough, you will find
Don't think you're one amongst them.
Exactly. That's why I said I don't excuse you.
Said our main source of revenue was oil. The truth of the matter is,
nobody forced Buhari to become president.
Thank you.
He was running for president since 2003. And every time he lost, he would go to London and make interviews and say, Nigeria is finished. They'll be finished without me. And guess what? He was criticizing Jonathan and saying that in one term, he would make Nigeria a new world. And people believed it. People thought that at least in security, he would solve it because, military guy and whatnot, and we'll not have this problem with Boko Haram because obviously when the Chibok girls were kidnapped, we felt that, oh yeah, the last government was bad, and so we needed something different. However, what happened on the Kaduna railways? How many people died because of bandits? Bandits. How many people lost their lives because ordinary security that we thought he could solve, he did nothing about. He was traveling every day, almost every day, to London for medical treatment. He died in a hospital that pays £3,000 a night. And in 8 years, he did not put anything for healthcare in Nigeria. You cannot now tell us that, oh, we have oil, and then because of the oil, it's not. No, there are so many things he could have done that he didn't do. And that's the problem. Say again? Example of security.
Okay.
Security.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Can you respond, please?
Again, when we talk about things, we talk about those things in isolation.
Okay.
You're going to buy an Apache helicopter to fight Boko Haram. It's easy to say, oh, I will do this, I will do this, I will do that, I will do that. There are a lot of politicians who are saying that right now.
Yeah.
I'm not defending Buhari. No, I'm not. Please hold on, guys. Please hold on.
Yeah.
It's my first time here, so I don't want to pass across the wrong vibe.
No.
I am not
We love you.
trying to make a case. You asked a question, and I do not think it is necessary that we all agree.
Yeah, true.
You don't have to agree with my point,
True.
but please allow me to state it.
Exactly.
So my point is this: you can have, I will do this, I will do that. If I make you president today, you can tell me what you're going to do or why you should be president, and it's okay. Again, you're right in saying that nobody forced Buhari to be president, and I did say I don't excuse his misgivings. I don't know if you heard me say that. So that's not a defense of him. I'm just trying to answer case question by putting certain things into perspective.
Okay.
You talk about security. It takes a lot of finances, to put the right security apparatus in place. That's again neglecting or not forgetting the Nigerian factor.
Okay.
That Buhari is not going to be the one who is going to be the policeman on the street.
Okay.
Or we have a.
Hello.
He's interjecting me.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Right.
I'm not going to talk about Buhari personally, but I'm going to talk about his government. So let's take a look from, say, 1999 till date.
Okay.
I'll prefer Obasanjo's time to Yar'Adua's time. Do you understand? Yar'Adua's time to Goodluck's time to Buhari's time. I'm not talking about Buhari as a person, I'm talking about government itself. Buhari's time to Tinubu's time.
Fine.
Period. Why? The thing is, there's a slogan that came during Buhari's time that is still the truth if we choose to tell ourselves. Change begins with everybody in this room. It begins with me.
True.
If you don't work in the public service, you won't understand. You think who are the government? It is we, the civil servants. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Who do they use to embezzle all this? Who are the people that go to inspect this vote if they have been done or not? Who give these contracts? Who awards them? Who certificates? Isn't the topmost person?
Okay.
It is we. It's high time we stop blaming our leaders for our own mistakes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And then I'll come to you. You see, it itches my heart every time when I hear people speak like this and like this. Now, let me start with you. You talk about us, we are government. Stop deceiving yourself. When the head is bad, then every other person sees reasons to do evil. The impunity in Buhari's regime, if we remember, when Buhari came into power, the first 1-2 months, every civil servant they packaged themselves because of the impression they had about him before. It was at the point people knew that Sympathy would the fear of. It too was though. That was when the country, everybody went gaga and they started misbehaving. And so I come back to you to let you know that once the head is good, my brother, everybody will fall in place. Let me give you an instance. Hold on, let me give you an example. If you're listening to a man who was interviewed in Channels Television about 2-3 years ago, Kunle Ola Umi, something like that, he said during Buhari's regime that within the security sector, they had names of people sponsoring Boko Haram, up to 500 politicians. We not say catch them, just call their name. Buhari could not. Just call their names, leave the rest to Nigerians. At least let's know those who are enemies of our country. He didn't. And then you are talking of us. What role do we have to play when the signal the head is giving is terrible? Because do not forget that you can only attract your kind. That is one. Let me answer you, my brother. No, I'm coming. Let me talk to you. You are talking about our oil sector that the price dropped, right? It's understandable. But yet, within this period of time, other countries that were also affected regulated their economy and tried to manage. But you gave an example of a man who was receiving 500,000, then his salary now became 100,000, right? Now, will it be wise if that same man whose salary dropped to 500,000 now leaves his family in hunger, but go out to borrow, and if they do give away, they drink beer for our side? Because at that point you were talking about, the country was going to borrow and they were stealing the money. They were not doing activities. There were no development plans. So what are we saying? Why is it that in Nigeria, when people die, bad people, they just become good overnight because they don't die? More will not talk bad about them. So I think a time has come that when people who are bad die, even in grave, we must curse them. Because it's like you are saying, like I said, a man who does evil and don't die. Whether you curse them or is not concerned now. Okay. So we must start to talk to them even before they die. Okay. And even cause them to be sick to die.
Thank you. It's not our leaders, but it's all of us. Now, if I ask all of you who are speaking, how many of you read the Buhari policy documents? I'm not sure there's anybody who read those documents. None.
Okay.
Now, right. So did you read it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. So what I'm saying the problem is not with our leaders, but the problem is with us. If I ask everyone here, how many of you read the Buhari policy document? I'm not sure anybody did. We just like to talk.
Okay.
Now, Buhari came with a very ambitious policy, right? Nobody asked for every item you say you will do. How do you intend to do it? Where will you get the money from? Now, some of the things he said were not realistic. And maybe he didn't know until he entered that position and saw that a lot of these things were not realistic.
Okay.
But now, I'm not trying to excuse him for a lot of things. Maybe we considered maybe not good enough. But then there were a lot of very robust investment during Buhari's time, and I will give it to him.
Okay. Can I give them this?
Yeah, the real renaissance was there.
Okay.
Abuja, Kaduna.
Make profits. Go ahead, please.
Now, this is only now, you see, now that's one of the things I'm saying. Now, you see, as a government, and that's why I told someone yesterday that good businessmen don't make good leaders. Because they are talking from the point of profit. The essence of governance is not solely essentially profit.
The essence of governance apart.
Okay, hold on. If you want to debate, let's start
on a sustainable basis.
Okay.
On a sustainable basis.
Okay.
Not to just have relying somewhere that nobody's.
Okay, thank you.
So can I continue? Now see, like I was saying, now the essence of governance.
Okay.
The essence of governance is not for profit making. During December.
Hello, sir. I understand why you have taken it. I understand.
Sorry, okay. During December, right? Now they say, okay, we have free travels because the economy is too tough. If the government was saying, okay, it's only about profits, then we have to look at, okay, so why should government subsidize in the first place?
Okay.
If government is about profits, government will not subsidize anything.
But
now there are lots of there are lots of investments in agriculture, and I can
don't have time. If you separate Buhari's government from 10 to 100, what will you do?
From 10
To 100, yeah.
Maybe from 1 to 10, not 10 to 100.
Whatever.
Okay, maybe 100%.
100.
No.
What would be your
Hold on.
What would be your score?
Maybe I'll give me 50. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry, K. One more point. And you see the government we're having today. After Tinubu's regime,
We'll come back and have it because you have refused to read or interrogate your leaders. The point of any government, you understand, is to implement a contract, you understand, between the citizens and the political class. And this contract includes guaranteeing your security, making sure that you have access to proper infrastructure, you understand, and making sure that you do well in the economy, you understand. So if you rate Buhari with all these parameters, it's a big failure. Number one, it was unable to guarantee your security. You cannot travel at will, any point, anywhere, anytime you like in the country. By road, especially, you'll be kidnapped. In terms of the infrastructure, public utility, please, are you seriously telling me that a rail line between Abuja and Kaduna, it makes more sense economically than a rail line between, let's say, Onitsha to Lagos? When you want to make policy implementations in government, especially when it comes to infrastructure, you have to make sure that you implement them on a sustainable basis so that you get income. Now, we understand subsidy. When we say subsidy, there are certain areas that it makes sense to subsidize. Maybe agricultural production, you subsidize farmers. You understand? Certain strategic areas. You understand? That you subsidize, but just spending money anyhow. Infrastructure where it is not in there, and you're now telling me it makes sense. You're not in doubt now.
And I don't understand Nigerian politics. But I think it's very reductionist for someone to come up and say that because we don't read policy, that is why our government is the way it is. You don't need to read policy to support a good governor. Look at Alex Oti. You don't need to read policies to understand for you to understand that the government is working. We're talking about Japa, where people leave their families and go away. When did this Japa syndrome, when did this start? When did it start becoming an increase that everybody wants to travel? That we believe that outside is better than Nigeria. Wasn't it Buhari's regime? When did the whole insecurity thing that we're talking about, when did it become alarming? Wasn't it Buhari's regime? Right? And we are saying that because we are not holding government accountable, yes, we are trying, we are doing our best, right? But no respect to the dead, Buhari was a complete failure. Why I'm saying that Tinubu is even better is at least the Ministry of Interior design or whatever. He appointed some people that are doing something good. International students, people process payments during Buhari's period because of poor policy. People were coming back because they couldn't pay their fees. Little things that policy should have solved. He did not implement it. He didn't do it. And here we are saying respect which dead. Okay. What's fucking dead?
Thank you.
Let him rest in pieces, please.
Thank you.
Categorically, I would say we Nigerians, we actually deserve what we get.
Okay.
Because I believe that the grass is always greener at the other side.
Yeah.
That's all we all say to be. And whatever policy any president or any governor makes, we, the same Nigerians, are the same people that go out to sabotage it.
Okay.
Look at the NISA, look at the farming loan that was being given. People use that medium to eat. And they don't give back to the society. The scholarship given to students to go and learn outside Nigeria and they slim back, they don't come back to give back to the society. So basically, we are ingrates as Nigerians because there's nothing any president. Listen. There's nothing any president will do that he will be perfect.
Okay.
Buhari came as a messiah for everyone. We all thought, personally, I feel he could have done better.
Okay.
But at the same time, he did what he did. And because he's late, personally, I wouldn't like to talk ill about him. But at the same time, state some facts that the good things that he actually did, that we personally, as Nigerians, misused. Because we all talk about security. I was schooled at the University of Maiduguri. I spent over 15 years in there, in that state. And I saw what insecurity is firsthand. Lost friends, families, and lots of stuff. So this insecurity. I need to understand the opposition party in Nigeria are the people that the main cause of insecurity. So if anybody goes there, allegedly, if anybody goes there today promising I can be this, I can be that, it's high time we Nigerians wake up and see that English no fit do am.
Thank you.
Say that stop talking bad about the dead.
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from, sir. You are 101% right, sir. You have even taken the words out of my mouth.
Okay.
Charles, I understand where you're coming from too. Because if you know, if you are all still alive as I'm talking now, we know what we are all facing during this Tinubu regime. Yeah, wait, I know. But you know when it comes to subsidy, bros, then during Buhari, how much is your house rent? How much is dollar? We understand all those things, exchange rate and all those things. Well, that is where Charles is coming from, we know. But now, let me also let you know something. It was still this same Buhari's time that some of our mates, our friends, were killed in 2 cases. It was during this Buhari's case too that we started hearing about rail derailing on infrastructure. The Onisha Road, have you ever heard of one? See, let's call a spade a spade. He no try, he no try. The wife, even him and his family know say he no try. For the wife to come online and say the last wish is that they should apologize on his behalf. So why we should be putting it?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And another special good afternoon to APC supporters.
Okay, thank you very much.
Because we are saying that Buhari did well. It's only a black man that would say that Buhari did well. Because something that is normal, you are employed there to work.
Okay.
Why are we doing it as if, it's not supposed to work? It's supposed to do his job.
Okay.
A president, as a president, you should work right.
Yeah.
That is what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
Okay, you said you brought out, he did this. During Buhari's regime, there was fire when they were asking for Ministry of Finance accounts.
Okay.
Monkey swallowed funds. But this thing, snake still swallowed. No. After that, there were a lot of money. They said Sani Abacha, they just recovered one. EFCC. In fact, the ones that Yahoo boys said they give. What are you people saying? No accountability. And you people are still there. APC supporters cannot even open their mouth and say he did well. You people are like this. They are falling. Tinubu himself, Buhari himself is not even proud of himself.
Hello. Thank you. Something about not reading the policy. It's a very low and a very faulty one. Okay, go ahead. Now, if you consider leadership as critical enough, right, then you know that it is your responsibility to choose your leader. Okay. And it is your responsibility to look at what they are telling you and judge whether you vote them or not. Okay. That's one. Now, secondly, if you do not consider the Kaduna, the Abuja Kaduna rail, or the Warri Itakwe rail, or the Ibadan Lagos, if you do not consider it good enough, I'll be wondering on what basis. Now, do you have the traffic volume? Do you know how many persons travel from Abuja to Kaduna on a daily basis? Not. I go to Kaduna every quarter. Sometimes in a month, I go to Kaduna twice. Okay. Lagos to Ibadan. So now you need to look at figures. Don't just come out and talk. Look at these figures. Now I asked my brother there. Does he know, when it comes to agriculture, does he know the critical fertilizer bill, the Nigeria-Morocco fertilizer initiative, the presidential fertilizer initiative? He said no. Now I can tell you how many farmers were able to get fertilizer through that initiative, which was very, very difficult in the past. Okay. Now that's one. Hold on. Now, secondly. Now, the petroleum industry bill, that bill has been in the works for over 20 years. That bill is one of the greatest revolutions that happened in the petroleum industry. Okay. Now, the local content bill also came on street and it was implemented. So what are you telling me? Unless you don't know these details, don't just come to the public and misinform the public. Now, okay.
Charles, go to your cuckoo. Abuja Kaduna Railway was started by President Olusegun Obasanjo, completed by Tinubu, by Goodluck Jonathan, and commissioned by Buhari.
So he got it. No.
People are taking it personal. Me, I don't take it personal. Okay. Because the truth is, we see these things clearly. There's no need making excuses. Firstly, you cannot have ministers based on favoritism. I'm making you a minister because you did a favor for me in 1960. No, that's it. Now, let's I don't even want to go. Now, you see what somebody said, everybody does that. And that's where even the problem starts from. Do you get? That's where the problem starts from. I'm not even talking about all the things you do, because the more you talk about it, the more pain you get. Now, let's talk about how much money. The first question I want to ask, what was he doing before he became a president? Somebody just said he was a president, he was placed on salary because, being a president in the past. Now, going with that, he was sick. Whose money was it that he was spending in the hospitals? That is the first question. Where did they get the money from? I'm not talking for broking. To be president easy. Where did they get the money from? Taxpayers' money joint you. Okay. Abi? Now, Charles talked about the agriculture and everyone is talking about agriculture. Yeah, it's a good thing you have these policies going on in agricultural sector. Again, when you give people this, the farm produce, how do you think these persons will cope? After spending much time and energy going to their farms to get their stores ready, their crops ready, and then you have cows come eat up the same crop and then kill these people. There's nothing here to say more.
Okay.
Like I said, let God judge his soul the way he judged Nigerians.
Okay, thank you.
It's as simple as that. No peace, everyone. Now, the thing is, most of us, when it comes to political issues, or when it comes to issues about our country, most times we talk based on people's opinion. We usually don't talk based on what we have decided to even truly know about situation of things.
What is the question?
Now, we're all talking about the former president of Nigeria.
Yeah.
May his soul rest in perfect peace. Whether you like it or not, that's my own wish for him. Now, the man, is he perfect? No, he's not. Just like every other human being, he's not perfect. Now, most of the people you are thinking are crying, Messiah is coming. Those people too will still get there and you still throw stones at them. Why? Why is that going to happen? Because if you are not sitting on that seat, you will not be privy to information that you're supposed to have to be able to take some certain decisions or know what is going on.
Okay.
The man has done his best. And if he has done his best, let it lie. Okay. He's no longer the president. So why are you hating him?
Okay.
Not even that.
Let me also make it. Please. Now, the same Alex. Now, let me give you an instance. Let me talk, please. Let me talk. Now, the same Alex Oti you are talking about, I can bet you to tomorrow that after he leaves the government house, people will still throw stones at him. Watch. Listen. The problem is when he's not touching you personally, you feel that you have not benefited. There's no president that will ever come that you ever be satisfied with. So let him go and let them.
Women like to deceive themselves in relationship. Wait till you have political conversation with somebody in Nigeria. We enjoy to gaslight ourselves and breadcrumb ourselves a lot. We have spoken about railway, Abuja to Kaduna. I don't know how many people here go to Kaduna at least 2 or 3 times in a month, but then that's very fine. We spoke about poultry.
Yeah.
Somebody that is a cleaner here cannot walk into the market to go and buy live chicken because they cannot afford it. But then that's very fine. And then we're saying, Buhari did this one, Buhari did that one. While our ex-president was president, every 2 to 3 months, you open Instagram, they have pardoned some Boko Haram people that were Boko Haram people before. But then if you go to Kuje prison, I go there regularly, you will see people that are awaiting trial. 2 years, 3 years, they've not even heard of them. And then you're telling me that this person had policies that were working. And you're telling me I do not read, what did he call it? Policy documents. But then, before presidential election, they do presidential debates. So if I'm watching that debate, you mean what you're going to say in the debate is not efficient enough for me to know that you're capable? I will now go online. So go and read your this thing because I don't have a job. No problem.
Thank you.
And now that you have watched everything, I want you to take a moment and reflect. This video wasn't just about Buhari. It's about the legacy of power in Nigeria. How leaders come, promise the world, and leave the country in pain. But the question now is not just about the past. It is about what we allowed going forward. If leaders like Buhari who lead for years and still receive no honor in death from the very people they serve, then those in power today must understand something very clearly. Nigerians are watching. Nigerians are remembering. And in this generation, we will speak. We won't be silent anymore. But this is where you come in too. If you are tired of being ignored, if you are frustrated with rising hunger, insecurity and failed promises, if you believe Nigeria deserves better, then your voice matters now more than ever. So speak up. Use the comment section. Don't just watch. Say how you feel. Say what your expectations are. What will justice look like to you? What must change? Because if we don't talk, if we stay silent, nothing will ever change. And if this video spoke to something inside you, don't let it end here. Share it with someone. Share it on WhatsApp. Post it on X, on Facebook, on Instagram. Let's start a conversation that those in power can't ignore. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to the future of this country. Because when the people refuse to forget, change is not a matter of if. It is only a matter of when. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Let's keep the pressure on, and I will see you in the next one.